Is sneaker reselling dead? You know what I'm saying? For those of you that know me, recently just started a social media marketing agency, but most of my experience as an entrepreneur was in the sneaker reselling space. So not even just like reselling in general, primarily sneakers, but streetwear, a lot of like electronics, like consoles and stuff. But again, primarily sneakers is where, I made most of my bread, the reseller. But again, just recently pivoted into a new business model, a new industry, being social media marketing, just because I think there is a lot more potential to scale, better margins, and of course just more sustainable. So I've been selling sneakers for like a while, right? And you see like the waves, that it has come in, and yeah, like right now I feel like it is definitely at a lower point, which again has a lot to do with my choice to pivot into a new industry, just because again, like it just wasn't showing the type of sustainability and potential to scale that a marketing agency does. So yeah, man. So again, just to answer the question, is sneaker reselling dead? No, I don't think it will ever die when you really just consider where Nike is in general. Of course, like there are other brands that contribute to the aftermarket pertaining to sneakers, but let's be honest, like it's primarily Nike, and it has been for a while, and I think it will continue to remain that way, you know what I'm saying? But with that being said, even with Nike being the top dog in the game, like, yeah, man, it's just not anything like it was before. For those of you that are familiar with what sneaker bots are, at an all-time low as far as value, right? Okay, and let me backtrack. For those of you that don't know what sneaker bots are basically just automated softwares that allow you to purchase a lot of these limited products in bulk. So you're able to essentially disguise yourself as multiple different people coming from different IP addresses, and you're able to cop multiple products that are typically only supposed to be limited to one per customer. So sneaker bots are essentially your bypass to getting around that, right? That restriction that a lot of these websites have, right? So again, just to give a little more context pertaining to the sneaker market, the reselling game, right? You could actually resell bots, which at a point in time that's what people were doing. People weren't even like flipping shoes at that point. People were flipping softwares, because like there's only a certain amount that the developers make, right? Because if they're making too many of them, it's gonna obviously decrease the success rate of the software. So they release them in limited quantities and at a time. You get what I'm saying? So there was a point in time where a lot of resellers were selling bots, and that's primarily what they were focusing on, and that's where a majority of their bread came from. I never personally got into like flipping bots, but it was crazy some of the margins that these dudes were seeing. At one point there was a bot called Dragon AIO. It was selling for like 25k USD, right? 25k USD for a software. Like take that in, like let that sink in, bro. Like to me that's crazy. Like I would never drop 25k on a sneaker bot, like no matter how much I had, because it would take you so long to get that initial investment back, right? So no way I was doing that, you know what I'm saying? I wasn't trying to get into like flipping bots in general, just because it's such a streaky, like we say the sneaker market is like streaky, like the bot market was even more streaky. So very high risk and high reward as well, but I don't think the reward was high enough considering how high the risk was. You know what I'm saying? Because 1 week a bot will like be killing it, like just going nuts, like just going crazy. You get what I'm saying? And then a couple weeks after, it's like the users of that bot are just kind of like, dang, we just went ice cold, bro. You know what I'm saying? So never really got into that. But again, like if you've been like pretty active within the streetwear market over the years, like it's been so normal, like for these type of dips, you know what I mean? Like it'll be like dry for a few years and then just like spike back up and then just go insane again, right? But that being said, Nike has drastically increased the cost of a lot of these products, and they've done so like very slowly, right? It was always a question that people would ask me, like, yo, you're buying these shoes for $200 and then you're selling them for $400. Why doesn't Nike just sell them for $400? Well, okay, because they understand that by selling it at a lower price point, that increases the demand, and that way they're able to invest in their long-term success pertaining to the value and the perception that we all have have of their products, right? Because a lot of people like forget, like they'll drop, you know what I'm saying? Like hold up, like, okay, so I got a couple of heaters right here, okay? I was lucky enough to get these for retail. I still don't know how I did it. I did hit these with a bot, but anybody who knows anything about bots and Travis Scott's website knows that Travis Scott's website had without a doubt, the highest bot protection of any site that I've personally experienced before. And somehow the universe delivered me a pair of these for retail in my size. Absolutely insane. But going back to what I was saying, anyways, people would ask all the time, right? Like if people are willing to spend like on this shoe, like on the aftermarket right now, this is probably going for around like 2 stacks, right? People say like, yo, if Nike's selling these like for 200, but people are willing to spend 2K on them, why don't they just sell them for 2K? Because it all has to do with the psychology pertaining to their brand, right? When people like see that this is going for 2K on the market, instantly their perception of what this is worth completely changes, right? Let's be honest. Okay, so Nike retailed this shoe at like 170 or something, like 170 US dollar. How much do you think it cost them to make this in their factory? Like 25 bucks, 30 bucks? Maybe. And then like obviously they have to pay all their distributors and whatnot. So that's my guess. I have no clue. You know what I mean? But it's like a pair of these dunks, right? It probably cost them like 20 bucks to make these, be my guess, in their factory. Maybe less. I don't know, right? But instantly, when you see people that are willing to pay that price point, now your perception of what Nike products are worth skyrockets. So now it's so smart, like what they've done, right? So now to slowly increase the price point on the retail side, like what the initial cost is, people are gonna have no problem paying that because of how drastically their perception has changed of what these products are actually worth, right? It's so interesting to me. Very genius on Nike, how they have implemented such a strategy that has allowed them to remain in the driver's seat, right? It's insane. So my personal opinion is that sneaker reselling will never die, okay? I personally do sell like a little bit here and there, still, like just on the side, just like a little side income, but I'm like very focused on like building the agency though, so that's where like almost all my energy goes into. If I can like pick up a profitable shoe with like minimal effort and not have to invest into like resources and stuff, of course I'm a cop, flip them and make my bread, right? But it's not like in any way like at the forefront of my focus pertaining to, you know, entrepreneurship and building a brand. So it's cool though. But yeah, sneaker reselling won't ever die. Michael Jordan has established such a legacy to the point where people who weren't even alive during his prime like would give their leg for a pair of his shoes. You know what I'm saying? So it's super interesting. I know it's only a matter of time before the wave resurrects itself, you get what I'm saying? And it's like going crazy again. But yeah, it's only a matter of time. Is it a good time for someone to get like to start sneaker reselling? Debatable. Tough, right? Extremely tough because it's at a very slow point right now. And it's very, as far as like, bro, like when I first got into the game, like being able to like cop shoes, if you had a bot, you could like cop shoes almost like guaranteed. But now it's like even with a bot, like you're struggling. So if you don't have like a network, like some sort of a connect, whether it's like a back door or just someone who knows someone or just like a team in place where it's like you guys are all working together to build one brand and all of the sales are through one sales channel and you have multiple people like running bots and like, you know, working together to build one brand, okay, that makes sense. But if you're just like, you know, someone at home that is looking to start an online business and make money online or, you know, just get things going as an entrepreneur, I don't think it is the most viable option. I think there are far better options out there, hence why I pivoted into SMMA. So I would definitely encourage you to look into like social media marketing, as there are so many different paths within social media marketing that you could take, right? I have a short form content agency where we help coaches repurpose existing content to help them become more established online, right? There's ad agencies where you run ads for a lot of these companies where you might be helping them generate more sales or generate more leads. There's email marketing. There's, you know, there's so many different options within social media marketing, right? And there's so many different platforms that you could take advantage of and capitalize on pertaining to social media marketing, right? Whereas like, again, shoes it's a lot more risky, man, because it's like you get these shoes in this size so limited, right? As to who you're looking for. Because it's not only your ideal customer in that sense now is not only someone who's looking for that particular shoe, but they are looking for that particular shoe in this particular size, right? So it becomes a lot more narrow, right? And that obviously will now compromise your turnaround times. So yeah, man, as a little like side hustle, can't hurt, you know what I'm saying? To just create like another stream of income. But as far as something that you give a majority of your attention to at this point in time, I don't think it makes the most sense, especially when you consider like the state of the bot market. For those of y'all that don't know too much about bots, check out the website called botbroker.io. That will show you a lot of the top performing bots. And then if you go in, all of the sales are going out to like the breakdown of each bot. Like you can see, right, the volatility, like what it has looked like. Some of these bots, bro, were going for like 7 stacks like consistently, and now are in like below one stack. So it's quite risky, man. You know what I'm saying? So if you don't have like a solid foundation, like a solid team in place, I don't think it's the best route. There's always money to be made in the sneaker game, man. But it's crazy because I know a lot of people that are still within the industry are like so attached to it because of the passion that they have for sneakers and streetwear. And that was me too. And if you have watched some of my other videos, this is something that I spoke on as well, was the fact that I thought that I spent a lot more time within that industry just because it was something I was passionate about. But again, don't allow emotion to compromise your vision pertaining to the plan that you should have in place to attain financial freedom. You know what I'm saying? It gets deep. So don't let that be you, man. Like we all have like things that we're super passionate about, but we also need to understand how to be logical and to be able to find the balance between logic and passion, right? So yeah, sneaker reselling will never actually die, man. Like there are always going to be things that are produced in limited quantities that has a higher demand, right? When demand exceeds quantity, there's always going to be room to make profit on the aftermarket. And that doesn't just pertain to sneakers, that's anything, right? Like Pokemon cards, you see Pokemon cards, I don't know too much about like Pokemon cards, but there's a huge market for that, right? What else? Like there's so much stuff, right? Like goods in general, right? So definitely something to keep in mind. Of course, a video I was a little more excited to make just because I have so much experience with sneakers and streetwear, and to be able to offer my 2 cents was of course something I was looking forward to. So if you made it this far in the video, man, I appreciate y'all chopping it up with me. If y'all want to see more videos similar to this one, let me know. If you're new here, definitely subscribe to the channel and drop a like on the video. It does wonders for the algorithm, as y'all know. Looking forward to chopping it up with y'all in the next one, man. It's your boy KT. Catch y'all soon.